Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We got a very interesting piece of news here, an article from, I think it's Ukrainska Pravda, and it's very interesting. The claims actually is the new voice of Ukraine, the same thing. This is from today, July 11th, 2022, and this is the title. Putin wants to negotiate and looking for interlocutors. Klimkin said. So Putin, and I'm quoting, wants to negotiate and looking for interlocutors, end quote. So Klimkin said Western sanctions were the first. I have a picture here with Putin talking with Shoigu. Anyway, it's small, and underneath it says Russian dictator Vladimir Putin. Okay, so Klimkin said Western sanctions were the impetus behind the Kremlin's newfound will to negotiate. So they claim that the sanctions make the Russians want to negotiate, not Germany. These guys are clowns. All right, let's go. And I'm quoting. In a rapid developing world, they, Russia, are cut off from technology, from real exports, and from many other things. So Putin is very willing and eager for negotiations, end quote, Klimkin said. And I'm quoting again. Through various semi-secret and secret channels, Putin's representatives are trying to reach out to the United States and Europe and say, and I'm quoting, let's come to an agreement somehow. It will be beneficial both for us and for you. At the same time, they threaten the West with energy, food, crisis, and many other things. End quote. Could be true, but as of now, I don't see economic articles or studies or reports saying that Russia is doing worse than, for instance, Europe or Germany or even United States. As its currency, economy, exports, imports, profits, I don't hear that. Employment, I don't hear them. Inflation, even inflation, I think is even better or the same as comparable with these guys here. So I don't know what these guys are talking about, but nevertheless, let's go on and read. According to the former foreign minister, Putin will focus even more on the need for negotiations in the fall, since then will be the best moment for him as there will be a surge in energy and food prices. I've been talking about this for 1,000 years. Nevertheless, earlier Putin said that Russia had apparently not properly started anything yet in Ukraine. Mikhailo Podolyak, an advisor to the president of Ukraine, Zelensky's chief of staff, promptly mocked Putin on Twitter. Yeah, that's all they can do. Children. Okay, reminding the Russian president of his army's losses, in particular of personnel, which according to the Ukraine have exceeded 30,000. Well, boy, those are not facts. You know why? Because they're not verified from more than one, how should I put it, source. I mean, otherwise the Russians say, no, there were 3 people who died, 3 Russians. And 50 million of Ukrainians, more than population. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Should I use those figures? Of course not. But nevertheless, he mocks. Who's the, I was about to say, who's the blah blah beep here? Another representative of the president's office, Alexei Arestovich, also said that Putin's army was coming to the end of its strength in Ukraine. Maybe. You haven't started, but you're already coming to an end. All these efforts will not last long, end quote. Podolyak also seems in such statements by Putin a hidden call to start negotiations. So he sees that. Okay, but could be. Another representative of president's office, he says that. Well, whatever, Podolyak, yeah. However, in the early interview with Radio NV, he noted that an agreement with the Russian Federation today is a war postponed until tomorrow, and that there is nothing to talk about with the Kremlin yet. That's about right, what this guy said at the end right here. Making a peace treaty right now with Russia is going to be a war tomorrow, which means that the Ukrainians, even if they will be forced into, what is this, into accepting whatever, there's not going to be, it's going to be the same as the First World War, so-called the peace treaty with Germany. That could not have lasted, and it didn't, because they put too much on Germany and they took too much from Germany. So nevertheless, Putin always said that he would like to negotiate. He started that even from the Minsk agreements, saying you guys need all the parts involved in the Minsk agreements have to abide by what they signed, have to follow through, and they didn't. So for about 8 years they were just getting ready for war, actually, and now you have this one, and people die because some schemes of some schemers there. Nevertheless, well, we'll see if he's going to negotiate and for whatever reasons. And yes, once fall comes and cold weather sets in Europe, then you'll see Europe, as I always said, go into the sponsors and the other guy and say, hey, you two countries, stop, we lose our elections and our people are in the streets, so we can't do it anymore. See how much power that would have, over the two countries. Well, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.